This conference will now be recorded.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Vijay, we can hear you.
Okay, we're talking about current. So, what is current? Current is a what is current? Current is a Current is a global object which will refer to
current table information.
current table information.
Information.
So yesterday we talked about a value concept called calibrated values, right? So today, okay, today what we're going to talk? We're going to talk about continuing to the ACLs, right? ACL continued. So what we have learned so far, we learned about RBAC, which is role-based access controls, and we also learned about contextual security, right? Security, where we are playing around with the read, write, create, and all. Now we are going to talk about field level security, right? How do we ensure that all right people have right access to the right fields there? So I have a use case for you, right? I have an employee table, an employee table. Currently, everyone is able to see everyone's salary, right? No matter whether no matter your employee or HR, right? So no matter your employee or HR. So we need to restrict it. We need to restrict it. So how do we restrict it? So the idea is, if ABC logged in, ABC should be able to see his salary, but not other salary. Similarly, right? So but HR logged in, when HR logged in, she or he should be able to see all the employees salary. Okay, this is what it is. What is happening currently? So if no matter who you are, if you have access to employee information, read access at least, you will be able to see everyone's salary, right? Something like go to employee information. Okay. Disturbance. Yeah. So what is happening at the moment? See now, this is an employee record, employee name, and employee son. See, I can able to see anybody's salaries. Right? So the same thing is happening with all the employees. Let me show you something. Right? So I have a user who I talked to yesterday, who we tested yesterday. Who is it? Janu Street, I believe, right? He's having what? He's having a read-only access. So, though he's having a read-only permission, right? Though he's having a read-only permission. If you look into this employee information case, right? What he's saying is he can see everyone's salary. Right? He can see everyone's salary. Something like employee name and salary. If you see this, right? You can see everyone's salary. This is what we need to restrict here, right? This is what we need to restrict. That's a use case. So what does it mean? That if Eldon is logged in, Eldon should be able to see his salary, but not everyone else's salary here, right? So how are we going to restrict it? That we're going to talk about. So point number one here is, so the logic you need to understand here is, so what is the use case is, if a user logged in, user have to see his salary but not other salary. That's first use case. So what does that mean? So if you go to your word or something and if you convert that into script, I have a logic. My logic here is there are two things. That the one thing that I'm discussing here, right? What is that? If I am logged in, I should be able to see my salary, but not others. This is the first thing. So what am I picking it here? So I'm logged in. So who is a logged in user? I need to identify this logged in user, right? So this logged in user, what am I going to do? The logged in user data comes from which table? Logged in user data comes from sys underscore user table, right? So and if you look into the employee information table, the employee name, this data coming from which table? Even this data coming from user table. So the both this and this are sharing the same table, right? Sharing the same table for the records. So then what is my point here is, if logged in user, okay, and is equal to is same as logged in user is same as employee name, show salary, else don't show, right? This is what our logic, right? So our logic is what? So he's saying whoever logged in user, whoever, if I log in, I should be able to see my salary. So that means I'm simplifying. So I have an employee name field that logged in user, right? Both are coming from this user. So both are matches, then show the salary. So now the question here is, how I get this logged in user information? We have a concept called, we have a term called gs.getUserID. This will get you the logged in user information. Okay, this will give you the logged in user. Okay. Okay, that's the logged user information. Now, and I need to call this, right? So employee name, right? So what I will do is gs dot get user id is equal to employee name. Then answer is yes or answer is true. That's what I write. So where do I write all these things? I will have to create a new security control. So by default, we will have 4 access controls that gets created. Yeah. So when you say what are the 4 access controls that will be created? What are all the 4 access controls that will get created? Okay, very good. I usually forgot. So the 4 access controls that gets created are read,
Write,
write, access, read, write, what else? Read, write,
update, delete. Update, delete.
These are the 4 access controls that gets created. Okay. So I'm going to create a new access control here. So how do I do that? Yes. First enable this security underscore admin. New security rule. Click on a new rule. Okay. So here we need to define what table it is we are going to write the. Yeah, we are writing a script or table. We are writing it on employee information. And what field that we are playing around is salary. Okay. Then come down, click on advanced. And write your control access control here. Okay. So how we are going to do is like if ds dot get user id is equal to current dot new underscore reference underscore one. Okay. Current dot underscore reference underscore one. Then what is your if this condition matches, answer is true. Else answer is false. Simple, right? We know what we are why we are using current. I already explained to you yesterday. And we know what is gs.get user ID. This will help us to get the login user information. Submit. Continue. Now go back to Mr. this thing and create a profile for Mr. Eldar. His salary is 99. Okay. Operation is read, right? So Eldon search matched with Eldon search, and that's why we are seeing his salary. Are we able to see other salary? No. But let's see what has happened with Janice. Janice is one of the user, right? She's the HR that we talked about. So now log out. Janice. Okay. Employee information. Employee name. Salary. Yeah. Janice mentioned it seeing the salary. But this is not the use case, right? See, she's being a HR, she should be able to see all the other salary. So whatever it is happening, like it is happening globally. So I don't want to have this, So I want HR to be access everyone's salary. So we need to do the modification to our script here. Come here. So this is one condition that we have written here, right? So whether in order to see the salary, you must be satisfied the condition, right? Or you can also do it this way, right? Or condition. If you write two pipes, this is the hard R condition, right? Or you need to satisfy GS dot has role. What is the role HRs have?
Read, write, create.
I'm not asking for the permission. HR role, right? All the HR have been given with HR role. Yeah. Now we see she'll be able to see. So she is satisfying the second condition. Now go back and check what is happening with Mr. Eldon. If the Eldon was able to satisfy this thing, Eldon search 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So if employee logged in, employee is able to see only his salary. But where HR logged in, see, where HR logged in, HR should be able to do all that. That's how we make the difference. Show the difference of writing. So what is my script says? It's pretty straightforward, right? So what it says, hey, in order to see the salary, you need to either match this or you need to either match this, right? HR, all the HR match this, all the employees match this, then they will get it. Otherwise, they don't see the salary. Yeah. Questions?
Jay, hello. Vijay, do
Yes.
you understand this logic? I mean, I got the logic what you're trying to do, but these
You're not
terminologies.
audible. I don't know whoever it is, but your voice is not audible. Santosh, is that you? Hello.
Hello. Audible now?
Now it's audible.
Okay. Vijay, I'm not aware of these terminologies GS and others. I mean,
You
what
will
does that
you
mean?
will be explained. Don't worry about this. We will have a detailed understanding about it later. As of now, just
Okay.
keep it.
Okay.
I know.
So this type, whatever you have added, that is like current user or HR, something like that, is it? Or who has HR role? Is it
Come
something
again.
like that?
Come again.
In the first line, you have written GS, if get user ID, current user reference, or who has HR role. should get all the salaries. That is the logic, is it written here?
Okay, let me ask you, what is the statement tells you?
It says
Well, okay,
get
let
user
me
ID
ask
of
you,
the current table.
what is this get user ID give you?
User ID of the user who has logged in.
Good. What is this particular statement will give us?
Current, it is pointing to the current table, U reference 1. Current tables, I don't know U reference 1, I did not understand that one. I'm
Don't
sorry.
understand you understand something. It's great. What is U underscore reference underscore one? Where did we pick it? Why did we pick U underscore reference underscore one? You're not following.
Okay, field U underscore reference underscore. Okay, table.
Where is it picked from?
Mhm. U underscore. Okay, employee name, is it? Okay.
So what is U underscore reference underscore one now?
Okay, name of the user, logged in user.
No, you're not getting it. Confused. What is this GS dot get user ID?
That is the current user who is logged in right now.
Perfect. You're good here. What is this? We talked about, we have almost spent like hour yesterday. What is this?
Yeah, that is pointing of the current table where the user ID is getting from, where the user ID is called from. U reference name is the name of the user, is it? Which we saw right now.
What is this? Where is this U underscore reference underscore one? What is it? It is a
Name of the field, employee name.
no. What is the logic? Forget about all these things.
Okay.
What is the logic that we applied?
If the user should see only his salary. Apart from that, he should not see any other employee's salary. If the user is HR, he should be able to see all the employees' salary
Okay,
along with his
first use
salary.
case. Forget about the HR. First use case. Let's satisfy first use case. What is the use case? Is if a person logged in, he should be able to see only his salary. So what
Only
is the
his salary.
logic that we applied? That's a use case. What the logic that we discussed just 5 minutes before?
Uh,
What logic? What based on what logic we are writing this script?
I mean, the login user and the employee, if that name matches something like that you said, name matches, it should be true. I mean, it should show only his salary.
Correct. Then you're fine. So what is this? Get user ID, get the logged in information. Current
Login. Okay.
username. So where is it matching it? This get user ID
Uh,
is we are matching it with the
Employee name. Okay. Okay.
employee name.
Current
What is
employee.
this current or you
Current
underscore
employee name.
reference? You underscore
Oh,
reference
okay.
one is something like employee name.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
fix it.
Okay. Okay. The employee
Or
name and the get user ID is same. So okay.
you're matching your logged in user with your employee
Mm-hmm.
name. Both
Mm-hmm.
are matched. Why you are matching it? Why you are matching it? Because both are coming from
Same table.
same table. Sys underscore is a table. Yeah. So that you will have an accurate information there.
Okay. 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 So okay. I understood the logic. Maybe if I see it a couple of times, I'll get a hold of it.
No,
Maybe.
no, 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 no. That's not the case. So what did you don't understand? Tell me. Then that's a discussion.
No,
Seeing a couple
I.
of times doesn't get you understand anything. Yeah.
Answer is about. No, my the only thing which I am getting confused is this else statement and true statement. So this get user ID with the current user with the current employee name, or who has HR role. Uh, if it is answer equal to true, it should show only that only the HR salary or the current employee salary, right? Whoever has logged in. That should be the logic, right? I'm sorry if I'm confusing you or I'm coming up with silly questions. I'm really
I'm
sorry.
not confused. I am not confused. I don't. There is no way I confused. See, there are two conditions that we are giving here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is you need to satisfy either this or either
Mm-hmm.
this. If you have this, HR by default have access to all the
Employee
right
details.
access.
Mhm.
Whoever
Okay.
have the HR role have what access? They have a write, read, update, delete access. Yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
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 So whoever have a GS and a GS has role, they will be able to see answer is equal to true, right? You
Okay.
don't need to satisfy this. Forget about this. Yeah, that is why we are writing a or condition here.
Okay.
So either you need to satisfy this or you need to satisfy this. If you don't have this role, your account will be, your name will be matched with the U underscore employee, right? So script will look into both the conditions, whichever satisfy it will give you that. If you have HR role, it will get you the information. There is no way that is going to be matched. If it is not, don't have HR role, it will map with only thing and you will display your name. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Spending too much time. It's a simple logic.
Yeah. No, I got it, Vijay. I got the logic.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Don't buy her the subject. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
about, yeah, that's about ACS. If you start by heading, then it will get, oh, you will be MS, you'll get confused. That's about
Right. Right. Right.
ACS. Yeah. So what happened? You learn about RBAC, learn about contextual security. Then you also played around with field level security. What is the very first question you will be asked in the interview here is, what is the hierarchy of ACLs? What is the hierarchy? What is the hierarchy of ACLs?
Write, update, delete, read.
Hierarchy of ACLs, please. Very good. As usually forgot, no problem. Application level. First it will check at app level. Application level. Then it will check at the table level. It will check that you have access to what access you have, contextual security, contextual level. Then it will go ahead and check whether you have all access to the fields. Yeah. Then it will go ahead and check whether you have a good understanding. Does this have a parent table? If it has a parent table, again it look for the contextual level. Then it will also look for the field level. This is the logic hierarchy of ACLs. Application level, table level, contextual level, field level. That's why we discussed this employee. That is the reason we created employee information. And Soumya was telling me why we are not able to access employee information is something. And then she comes back to me with the answer. You don't have access to the top level thing. You have to have a top level, then you have module level. You guys are not practicing. I can't do anything, right? Okay, so this is important. Please take a picture of it. Yeah, yeah, mobile phone or something at least when you're going for the interviews. Okay. Any questions on the ACLs? Very good, right? Okay, so we have done with almost 12 sessions so far, 12 or 13 sessions so far. So we have learned ACLs, data lookup definitions, dependencies views, calculated values, styles here and there, right? So now we will quickly jump into, did we learn about update sets? Did we talk about update sets?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks, Pramod.
Yes, yes, Vijay.
Yeah, okay, okay. So now let's go ahead and play around with reports, or no, let's talk about SLS. Okay. Service level agreement. Okay. Okay. Service level agreement. What is service level agreement? Anybody have a prior understanding on what is service level agreement?
Is the time, I think the time given by the client to fix any,
Correct, right?
I'm not,
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You're close, right? An agreement, okay, on a book wise, if I wanted to go, an agreement made between, right? An agreement made between client, sorry, service provider and product. Okay. An agreement made between a service provider and the product. What agreement they are making it? You guys remember in the initial stage, we were talking about ITIL modules. How many modules we had? Do you remember? ITIL, there are 5 domains
Incident
of
change,
no, 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 no,
incident
no.
change problem.
service strategy, design, transition, operation.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What are they? Service?
Service strategy, service design, service transition, service operations, continuous service improvement.
Yes. Service strategy, service design, service
Transition,
transition, service operations, and continuous service improvement. These are all the 5 main domains of a ITO. Correct? So while they are giving this handover, right? So when your design is approved and Apple is kind of giving to the customer in their product to the customer. So what did they tell you? Hey, if my clients call you saying it is an urgency issue, it's a P1, right? So there are 4 types of priorities we will see in the real time. Okay, 4 types of priorities. Okay, what is incident? Okay, they are incident. Okay. What is incident? Incident is any service disruption in continuously running services, right?
yeah.
Continuously running services in continuously running services, right? So these incidents are have 4 priorities. 4 priorities. Priority. Okay, 4 priorities. What are they? Priority 1. Okay. Priority 2. Priority 3. Priority 4. Okay. Always remember a incident priority will be defined based on urgency and impact. Okay, based on urgency and impact. So for example, there are 200 people not able to access not able to access an application. If they are not able to access also, there will not be a zero business impact for next 1 month, right? So in that case, is this what could be your urgency, right? What could be your urgency? So it's like, you know, it's like they're
Yeah.
not able to access the application. That's fine. If they are not accessing that application for next 1 month also, there won't be any issue for the business. So if that's the case, is it urgency? Urgency is high or low?
It's low.
It's low, right? So then impact is high, right? How many people impacted there? That impact is high. Then the high and low combination, the results a priority as is 3, right? Which is a 3. How did we define this? Do you remember data lookup definitions? You remember data lookup definitions?
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened there? So based on your subjects and the sports, right? Your overall grade, we made them defined. You remember? Similarly, you will have the same functionality out of the box, right? So if impact is 1, urgency is 3, obviously the priority is what? 3. Urgency is 3, priority is 3. If impact is 2, then it will be 4, right? Impact is 3, then it will be 5, right? Low. If impact is 1 and urgency is also 1, then what happened? What cases this will be? Your CIO is sitting in a boardroom and he'll be giving a presentation for the newly acquiring company. His password is not working. What is the impact? If the password is not working, he'll not be able to do a presentation. So the
It's
impact
high.
is high. And what is the urgency? It's a super
Urgency is
urgent.
also high. Yeah.
Critical.
It's also a high thing. So obviously your priority will go P1, right? The priority will be your P1, right? So if interviewer will ask you, they'll always ask you these kind of questions. How your priority defined? Your priority will be defined based on the impact and urgency. Okay. So this definition comes from ITIL, not you and me will define this. Right? ITIL will tell you your priority will be defined based on impact and urgency. Okay, that is one. So now when they are handovering the project to you, right? When Sabin that particular when give me a charger, let me get the charger. Just a second. I think it's dying. So when the organization to organization project is moving, transition is happening, they will have an agreement called SLA, which is called service level agreement, right? What kind of service level agreement? If a priority 1 comes, how are you dealing it? Priority 2 comes from, how are you dealing it? Priority 3 comes, how you deal with it? Priority 4 comes, how do you deal with it? Right? So see now, again, the service level agreement has been defined into 2 parts, right? What are they? It is like, again, your response SLA, resolution SLA. Yeah. What is response SLA? How soon you are acknowledging this issue, right? So if your CIO create a ticket,
It's the very first thing that what you need to do. Hello, CIO, I'm working on it. Don't panic. That's an acknowledgement that you need to give. And so that people, the requester feel comfortable, okay, somebody is working on it. That response should go how soon. Resolution, how quickly you are resolving this issue. How quickly you are resolving this issue. Resolving the issue. How quickly you are resolving the issue. If John, if your CIO comes in, if you say, okay, I will resolve it in next 6 hours. Don't worry. Is that a reasonable reason? No, right? So now, if that is what a comment, right? If a priority one comes in, the book, if you go by the book, I think the definition of going to be your response is going to be response SLA will be within 5 minutes. Your resolution is going to be within 1 hour, right? You need to respond within 5 minutes and you need to provide a resolution within 1 hour. And your response for the P2 will be 15 minutes. Your resolution for the P2 will be 4 hours. P3 will be response will be 1 hour or 30 minutes. Resolution will be 8 hours, which is 1 day, 8 business hours, right? And the priority 4, it will be, it's like 1 hour again somewhere, and again resolution is going to be somewhere around 16 business hours or 2 days, right? So this will be defined by ITIL, but these SLAs can be tweaked. These SLAs can be tweaked down based on your organization requirements. Okay, your original organization requirement. If you don't have an incident manager, then you brand new organization, you are just setting up your infrastructure, you don't have an incident manager, that's totally fine. You can't, if you don't have an incident manager in your organization, how it's impossible for someone to respond within 5 minutes, right? Then this can be tweaked down, right? So that's kind of an agreement that you made between your service provider and your client when you're signing off your contract, signing off your contract. Now, why do we know all these things? You are a ServiceNow developer. Why you are knowing all these things? Why do you need to know all these things? You need to know because you are the person who is going to define these SLAs within the ServiceNow instance. You need to know these things because you are a person that need to know these things, need to define these things in your ServiceNow instances for the client. For example, how it's pretty straightforward, nothing to worry, just filling the form. You don't spend too much on it, right? But always remember, interview will ask you, where do you write SLAs? Table name is task underscore SLA. Right? Table name is task underscore SLA. This is an interview question, right? Now we are going to define SLA. How do you define SLA? Go to SLA definition. Okay, right click on new and give it a name. What is that SLA that we are going to give is priority one demo. Okay, that's what I meant. Okay, so I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. And there is again, along with SLA, we will have OLA and underpinning contract. OLA is called as organization level SLA. Underpinning contract, organization level SLA. This is an agreement made between teams within the organization. Underpinning contract is something, an agreement made between
vendor and the manufacturer on the product. If you are a Volkswagen company, you don't manufacture tires, right? Do you manufacture tires? You don't manufacture. You will get your order from your vendor. You talk to your vendor. You will, hey vendor, every day, send me, 300 tires delivered to my California branch or my Charlotte branch, right? That's what you do. If there is a delay, you will be penalized. You will be getting the penalty, right? That's an underpinning contract. Underpinning contract is an agreement which is made between the vendor and the product. Organization level SLA is an agreement made between the teams and within the organization. Service level agreement is an agreement which made between the product and service provider, right? So now let's go ahead and define a SLS. Everything is same in terms of a definition. We're not going to change anything. So type OLA, SLA, underpinning contract. We go with SLA, and target is resolution SLA. Right? Here we are defining, and use a specified duration. What is the duration type? So I said, right? So these SLAs can be tweaked down based on the organization, right? So if you say that, no, I want the incident to be breached on next 2 business days by 4 p.m. It will be 2 business days will be 8 to 5. 3 business days breach on due date. There is always an option called due date in incident. You remember due date we talked about. If I select this date, so what does it mean? Out of the box, this SLA will take capture of it. On that particular due date, it will breach. Until then, it will not breach. Right? On this stuff. Next business day, end of next business day, it will breach. Breach means what? Breach means if it is 4 hours, if it is 1 hour, you worked more than 1 hour, it's breached. That means you are breaching on SLA, right? Now, and what is it? These are all out of the box. Everybody can set up this, but use a specified duration. This is a customized one. So what is the P1 priority 1 SLA? That is 1 hour or 4 hours. See now, actually elapsed time is 4 hours, right? So schedule is something when you go into organization, your organization will give you these calendars. These are all calendars, 24/7, 8 to 5 weekdays, America calendar, application calendar or something. So normally it will be like no schedule. If it is no schedule, that means what? The clock will keep ticking 24/7. The clock will keep ticking 24/7, right? No schedule. So if incident comes in, no matter whether you are in office, you are in home, or wherever you are, right? You are when you are signing an offer letter, you said you will be available 24/7. You have to accept this 24/7. Yeah. Or you don't know, I don't work 24/7, then I will define SLA definition, then it's a different thing, right? 8 to 5 weekdays. 8 to 5 weekdays, right? So based on your organization schedule there. Now, this is a common thing, right? So we have filled the form. Come down here. When do you want this SLA to be start? SLA to be start whenever incident status become new, right? Incident status become new. No. So this is a priority 1, right? Sorry. Whenever incident priority will become 1, it will execute. It will start, right? And when to cancel? When the status is cancel. Okay, your CFO enter 4 times password and he created a ticket. After 3 minutes, he realized that he's entering a bad password. Then he enter the right one. So then he will just go ahead and cancel the ticket. When he cancelled it, your SLA will be cancelled, right? That's one thing. So Vijay, how can somebody solve a critical issue within 1 hour? Technically, no, I agree. Then if you don't solve within 1 hour, the incident will breach. Then how are you going to sort this out? This is where if there is a dependency that you have in order to solve the issue, you can pause the SLA. That means you can your clock will stop ticking. It won't tick. Your SLA won't reach. What is that is whenever your status change to on hold, right? Pause condition. When do you want the SLA to be paused? Whenever the SLA incident status to be on hold, change this clock will stop ticking. SLA will stop. When do you want me to resume? Whenever the status back to in progress. Whenever status back to in progress. When do you want the SLA to be stopped? Right? Whenever status is resolved. Whenever status is resolved, it will be sorted. Right? So we are starting the SLA whenever the priority one, whenever priority is one, and we are also giving when to cancel. We are also giving when a pass condition. We are also giving the stop condition, right? And what is this retroactive start? The retroactive start is something, there is always a gap between the actual elapsed hours and business hours. Your business hours will be your 9 to 5, but actual elapsed time is round the clock, right? So when you do a actual retroactive start, it keeps the clock keep ticking, right? It won't stop, but it will differentiate. It will divide your time to this is. It will give you end of the day. It will give you this is the actual time the people spent on this particular incident, where the business service is. It will filter that data for you. That's an retroactive start. That's it. Right? Just filling the form and SLA definition is done. Then submit. When exactly this SLA will trigger? Whenever an incident status become, incident priority will become 1. See now, I'm creating an incident which is priority 1. SLA demand. Save. Okay, so come down. See P1 demo. This is what we built, right? Open this. When is this going to be breached? 3 hours 59 minutes time left. Okay, 22 seconds is completed. 0.15% percentage is completed there. Open this. Right? When is it going to be breached? Is it breached or not? Right? And what is this type of SLA resolution? And how much percentage it is completed? 15%. If you refresh it, it will change. Yeah, 42% it is completed now. How much time it left? Right? Actual elapsed time. And now all these things will be appear here. Right? 3 hours 59 minutes is completed. Right? And if you refresh it, it will keep calculating it. Now it 0.51% is completed. Right? When is this going to be breached? As per the 4 hours. So 2021 6 10 4 28 30 seconds, it will get breached. In the meantime, if you have a dependency, you will change the status to on hold. It won't breach the incident. Okay? Similarly, you can also define other SLAs. Questions?
Uh, Vijay, SLA time is completely dependent on the organization, right? It is not defined by ITIL.
It will ITIL will give you a generic data. Okay, so it will tell you it will tell you if it is a red signal, you need to stop. If it is amber, you need to slow down. If it is green, then you need to leave. It will just give you that. But it won't restrict you to follow this. You can tweak down, right? So instead of 4 hours, you can change it to 8 hours. Instead of 4 hours, you can keep it to 1 hour. But you need to follow the procedure. the procedure unit, yesterday procedure unit to follow to adopt that. The timelines won't be decided by it.
Okay, another question, Vijay. Is there, by any chance, is there anything called P0, priority zero?
No, P0, I don't think. I have never heard of it.
Actually, because the organization I'm working for, we have in our organization tool, we have P0 as well, along with all these four. So that's
Thank
why
God
I'm
you don't have.
just.
Thank God you don't have P-1.
Okay.
P0, I never heard about it, but you can configure it, right? It's just a matter of
So
time.
the ticketing tool Google uses is called as the Buganizer, where we have all this P1, P2, P3, P4, and P0 is something which is the highest priority. All hands on desk, everyone has to work.
Maybe organization to organization could differ. So this good. But
Yes,
honestly, guys, what I notice is like we are almost 13 sessions completed so far, right? Practice, man. So if you don't practice, that will be a big problem. Trust me. I'm trying to spoon feed you guys, but if you don't practice, I can't do anything. Please practice. All over time that I will when I stop asking questions, then it's a problem. Don't make me feel that. Yeah, don't. It's practice it. When you practice it, you will get doubts. Then you will get it clarified by yourself. All these things will come into the picture. When I was telling you, everything felt so smooth. That simple, that easy, but it's not. When you actually put on your paper, start working on paper and pen, that's very. It's easy, right? It's pretty easy. Right? And all you have to do is just practice. That's it. 1 or 2 days practice, that will be more.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, take care, guys.
Vijay, just one thing, Santosh here. First thing is the document chat. Just copy paste it on the chat. One. Second thing is, can we interact with each other here and can we try and practice together?
I don't know. You guys can create some channel and do that.
Okay. Maybe guys, if everyone is okay, maybe we can share our WhatsApp number and maybe we can interact.
Yeah.
I am
Is it okay? So maybe we can just maybe it's time up for today. Maybe tomorrow we can share our numbers on WhatsApp and on the chat. We can create a group and try to clear our doubts so that we can interact each other.
Yeah.
Yes,
We are
sir.
almost. Yeah, it is my suggestion. So let's do it tomorrow. Then let's create a WhatsApp group and let's not trouble ourselves too much, but just to at least clear doubts and other stuff, quick things while practicing.
Yeah, whenever we're practicing, some doubts are.
Make sure
sure,
you don't.
sure.
Guys, make sure you don't add me that WhatsApp groups and all.
No.
Don't
No.
add me.
I'm sure you're in another 10 to 15 groups like that. We will not add you here. Don't worry.
WhatsApp is already exhausted with a lot of groups.
No. We'll not. Maybe we will discuss internally, and if we have a common doubt, maybe we'll pitch up in the class. That's it. Something like that.
Yeah, we need to do tomorrow.
Yeah, bye. Take care. See you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.